We have breaking news out of Brentford this evening as the club find themselves in the midst of an injury crisis ahead of the Europa League Quarter-Final versus Juventus, with Christian Erkinger, Jayden Bogle and Conor McAtee all expected to be unavailable. Now, manager Aussie Villain was speaking to the press earlier today regarding the injuries. Yeah, look, it's unbelievable. We're playing 3 games a week right now and Jack Scott's the only fit right back. I mean, the poor guy's exhausted. He's played so much football. We have to literally use a whip to get him up and down the right side of the pitch. Don't even get me started on the left winger without Erkinger. What? But I am literally using a whip on him. Fine. I'd like to clarify for legal purposes that no players at Brentford have been whipped. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome to Season 7, Episode 12 at Brentford as we follow in Dean Smith's footsteps, or at least we were. And today we have huge games. We have the second leg of our Europa League Quarter-Final against Juventus, and then we're going to Wembley today, a slight change of plan. We're going to Wembley to play Fulham, local derby, in the FA Cup semi-final. Can we get back to the finals? We look to defend that trophy from last season. But the big news since last episode is the injury crisis that we find ourselves in. We have lost not one right back in Conor McAtee to a twisted ankle. And that would have been bad enough because it would have left us with just 2 right backs that are of first team quality. But we then also went and got sick note himself, Jayden Bogle, injured. He's out for a similar amount of time, which basically has left us with just Jack Scott as the only fit right back at the club, which is a massive burden because, well, he's not particularly the best defensively. We also lost Christian Erkinger. Now, he is almost back. He will be back, you can see, in 1 day's time. He should be fit for Wembley. But we didn't really have any other options to play wide left. So we've sort of been playing a little bit of everybody out there, right-footed players as the inverted wing back or as an inside forward, just trying to find something that works. Add to that, we've had sort of 3 games a week during this period as well, and it's been really tough. It really has. Now, of course, another person who got injured and has just come back is Pedro Paulo. Now, we hadn't seen too much of him before sort of the last episode, but let me tell you, we've seen a little bit of him now, and that injury was a bit of a blow for us as well. Now, there are 5 games to catch you up on, so let's go and have a look at those since last episode. The first one was the FA Cup quarter-final against Norwich. You probably have a suspicion of what the result was given the games we're playing today, but let's see how the game itself played out. Jayden Bogle won possession and picked out Matt Keach to send us to Wembley. So this was very much a deserved win. The Matt Keach love affair with the FA Cup continues. Another goal for him. And you can see by the match stats, we did deserve it. We had the better players, albeit a lot of our better players were defensive ones. But yeah, really happy with this performance. Very nicely done, boys. Next up, it was Nottingham Forest, Dean Smith's Nottingham Forest in the Premier League. We took the lead when Rambleson played in Pedro Paulo for his first goal for Brentford. Forest pulled level before half-time, but Scott McKenna restored our lead before Pedro Paulo played in Vassi to secure the points. So we were too strong for them, and Pedro Paulo, he was fantastic. Man of the match performance, playing in place of Erkinger as the inverted winger on that left-hand side. Absolutely smashed it to pieces. I think he got injured in training the week after this, or it might have been a little bit later than that again. But yeah, really good performance this one. A thoroughly deserved win. Vassi and McKenna with the other 2 goals, of course. Next up, it was the first leg against Juventus. We went to Turin to face them. Let's see what sort of condition we're in coming into today's second leg. An own goal gave us the lead. Matt Keach pressured the goalkeeper into a mistake for Danilo to double our advantage, before Danilo played in Vazquez to make it 3-0 late on. But Juventus got not 1, but 2 stoppage time goals to keep the tie alive. So it's still a really good result, but we were so much the better team until stoppage time, and then it was almost out of the blue, just desperation balls forward. I mean, we couldn't deal with it. So we're still in a good position. 3 away goals, obviously. You'd make us favourites to go through, I would think. But they've really just kept the tie alive there, haven't they? So it's a case of what could have been. And if we don't go through today, it's very much going to be a case of what could have been. But Diallo and Vazquez adding to the own goal there. And hopefully, yeah, we'll finish the job now. Next up, it is Newcastle in the Premier League. We went in front when Vassi set up Dan. Newcastle pulled level early in the second half, but Jack Scott put us back in front before Newcastle stole a point. So drop points away from home, it was a little bit silly. This is where McAtee got himself injured. We could just never really get on top of this game. Dan gave us the lead, Scott put us back in front, and it was a relatively even game. A draw, to be honest, was probably fair, but it did kind of have the feeling of a game that we should have won, but I mean, Pickford had a really good game, so that tells a story in itself, doesn't it? Alright, next up, it is Manchester City in the Premier League. Bassey put us in front late in the first half with a great strike, but City pulled level immediately to split the points. So this was a tough one. Obviously, it's disappointing to drop points against a City side that is struggling in the league this year as well. This game came 2 days after the Newcastle game and 2 days before the Juventus game. So it was a rotated team. You can see we played Ndidi as a wing-back. So all things being equal, it wasn't a terrible result. But given that we're really pushing to try and win a league title this year, dropping these sorts of points at home, it's not great, but under the circumstances, it was a decent point. If we have a quick look at what all this means for the league table, you can see we're in 4th right now. We've got a game in hand on Chelsea, but they are essentially gone. We've still got to play Chelsea, so if we win that game in hand, go to 70, beat them, go to 73, you could be looking at a 5-point gap with, what would that be, 4 games to play. So it's beginning to look unlikely, but yeah, we've really got to try and make sure that we're staying in this top 4 for next season. You can see we've got all the other cup games. Of course, we do park the league to one side today. We've got 2 cup games, one at Wembley, one at home. And let's go and have a look and see what we're doing in this first one against Juventus. Now, we are the favourites. Maybe not surprising given how the first leg went. We've beaten them 3 times, drawn them twice. A number of those, if not all but one, would have been friendlies. They are still a Maurizio Sarri coach team, and I think that is the most surprising thing here, but we know that he's a decent enough manager. They're an attacking, direct style of play. Now, we are expecting, and what we got from them last time with this sort of 4-3-1-2 formation, so they're a little bit narrow perhaps, though they do sort of attack in wide-ish areas. There's all their passing networks and key passes. And this is a team we're sending out. It is somewhat a scratched-together team, but we're kind of dealing with what we're dealing with here. So it's Pickford in goal. It's Pavlovic and Soleil, but you can be a ball player for me, please, mate, at the back. Scott, the only fit right back, so he goes in for this one with Michelotti down the left. Matteo, Rambleson and Mabry in midfield. Lavery in behind, Arp and Dan. It is what it is. We've had 3 games in 4 days or something ridiculous. So, yeah, let's see how we go. So they have come out as expected, which is good. If we can start like we started the first leg, then we should be absolutely fine here. Bowen says expected to prove a point today. Let's give it an assertive. First leg means nothing now. Make sure we go and win this one, please. We don't want to repeat, of course, of the Rangers tie, where it looked like we had it in the bag, and then we only managed to scrape through on aggregate. But, you know, we've got away goals in the bag this time. So, yeah, it just needs to be a concentrated, good defensive performance from us, and we can knock out Juventus. Now, of course, Manchester City are still in the competition as well, should we get through, assuming that they get through as well. And they were tough. Okay, here we go. Dan's turned into space. It's blocked away. Scott back to Matteo, back to Scott. We are starting to get players back. It's a massive, massive shame that the injuries all happened when they did. If it had happened sort of earlier on in the season, we could have just about dealt with it because we wouldn't have had such a fixture pile up. I'm not quite sure how that's happened. And Lautaro is in and he's missed it. Soleil just kind of turned around in a circle there, didn't he? And watched the ball go past him, which isn't ideal. But there we go. Rambleson gets the ball forward. Nice one for Michelotti. Can he get a cross into the box? We should have Arp and Dan lurking around in there. He's gone past his man. Michelotti gets the cross in. It's Mabry and Hannibal Mabry sticks in his 6th of the season. We're 1-0 up, 4-2 on aggregate. And, well, that is a nice place to be. 8 minutes gone. Michelotti did very, very well there. Beat his man wonderfully. Picked out the run of Mabry coming into the box. We have had to have a word to Mabry before this game about his recent form, which has been average at best. If we're being polite to him, it's not been good at all. But it's nice to see him return to a little bit of form with that one. And let's hope this can continue. Now, we're not having much of the ball, but we are using it the better of the two teams, which is good. Let's demand a little bit more. And here we go with Pickford across to Soleil. Now, they would need 3 goals now to beat us, wouldn't they? Because we have the away goals. So, if we defend properly, we should be okay here. Rambleson picks up a loose ball there. Crossfield pass for Scott. Can he get it? Oh, it's done really well. Jack Scott, unlucky. Thibaut Courtois in goal for them. Gifted us the goal, of course, in that first leg. Let's hope he can do something similar here in the second leg. There's a cross. Michelotti will pick it up. And he goes past it. I'll tell you what, Michelotti's got that guy in his back pocket. Fete up's there. Can't quite win the header. Michelotti again. Rambleson back to Michelotti. Back to Rambleson. Rambleson beats one. Rambleson crosses it for Scott. And Scott stabs home the finish. His second of the season. And we're 2-0 up after 27 minutes. Well, this is nice, boys. Absolutely destroying a Juventus team that maybe it can't be the best Juventus team ever because they wouldn't be in the Europa League if it was. But I thought this was going to be a really, really tough tie, and we've scored 5 goals past them in, 120 minutes. We've put 5 past this mighty Juventus defence. Well, that's certainly the reputation they have. Fete up, there was that Dan in the middle there, very toying with the offside flag, but we got away with that one. And we've got another highlight. Now, this is very similar to how the first leg went. There's a ball over the top for Dan. Can he get a third? Dan is in, and Dan is saved by Courtois. I was really surprised with almost the ease with which we could score against them in the first leg. Mabry to take a corner. It's a decent one there. It's headed away. Pavlovic picks it up, and that'll do it for the highlight. But it's obviously not the greatest Juventus team that football has ever seen. We might just wait for half-time. We won't bother giving them a shout. Now, we just need to, see out this second half now. They need 4 goals to beat us, although 3 obviously would take it to extra time. City is just hanging on against Roma. I do wonder if we played our strongest team against City, if things could have been would have been a little bit different. Let's tell them not to get complacent here. Lavry's not having his best game, but we can just about deal with that. Maybe over 2 legs, if we played our strongest team against City, we would, things would be a little bit different. I never want to give up on the league title, but it's slipping away from us. Those 4 drop points against City and Newcastle, they've really hurt us. And Chelsea seems to have just refound their form a little bit as well. So that's the 2 things combined is not ideal. I'm looking at Lavry. He's not having his best game in there. Let's get Luciano on for him. And we'll just kick Mabry forward. So that's fine. Matty O is looking a little bit tired, but we'll leave him on, I think. We've got a corner here. Luciano knocks it in. It's a decent one to the back post. It was cleared off the line. Now, we're coming into this part of the game where they ripped us to shreds last time, but 2 goals won't be enough for them this time, and you get the feeling we've broken their spirits. Luciano, another header there by Soleil. This time, Courtois makes the save. He comes forward, rolls it out to Hernandez, and can we put a bit of pressure on them here early? If they were to get one, I would start to get slightly nervous. Dybala's there. Dybala's shot is saved by Pickford. A nice save that was as well. And we can start turning our focus, hopefully, towards Wembley and getting back to an FA Cup final. Ball in, headed away by Madio. Scott completes the clearance. And let's see, is that the highlight? Yes, it is. And let's see what we do here. We have about 45 seconds to play. This mighty, mighty Juventus team. They've come to Brentford. They've been absolutely picked to pieces. Luciano's in here, and the icing goes on the cake. A cheeky little finish by Lucianinho. His second goal for the club. And that is now 3-0 on the night, 6-2 on aggregate. We have dismantled Juventus. This would send shockwaves around Europe, wouldn't it? Luciano anticipated nicely and just tucked it under Courtois inside that far post to put the cherry on the icing on the cake. Wonderful, wonderful job, boys. So there we go. We are going to the semi-finals of the Europa League. What do we want to say? Probably don't get complacent, but that was very, very good. So we win the Europa League Quarter-Final. First leg triumph helps. Money in the bank. We have Real Sociedad in the semi-final. The other semi-final, Roma knocked out City. Now, Sociedad, let's not forget, they knocked out Paris Saint-Germain. So they are obviously a very good side. But are we the favourites to go and win this thing now? If we can keep our players fit and get the ones that are injured back fit, then we've got to be a chance, don't we? We've got to be a chance. But guys, wait right there. We're off to Wembley next for the FA Cup semi-final. Okay, welcome back. We are at Wembley and ready for the FA Cup semi-final. We will be facing Liverpool in that final should we get past Fulham here. They beat Everton, you can see there, 1-0. Now, we have a good record against Fulham historically. Six wins, 3 draws, and just the 1 defeat. Let's have a quick look here. They're a Chris Hughton coach side. A decent coach he is as well. A balanced, standard style of play. We're expecting him to come out actually in a sort of a 4-5-1 formation. Raspadori, of course, formerly of our parish, up top. They did us a favour last time out by beating Manchester United, so let's hope that can continue. Or let's hope that doesn't continue, I should say. Now we're in the FA Cup. We can see their positional heat map here from that one. Passing network and their key pass as well. And this is the team that we are sending out to hopefully get the job done for us. It is Pickford in goal. It's McKenna and Suisi as the back two. Ndedi, he keeps going as a right wing back. It's very much an attacking option there. Garner as the deep lying playmaker. We probably want you on defend though, please, mate, with Vazquez. It's Lucianinho and Mabry in as the two Mazzellas. Diallo goes as the number 10. It's Mr. FA Cup, Matt Keach up top with Vassi. Oh, come on, boys, come on. Alright, so this is more or less what we expected from him. Raspadori is their captain. You may notice a new name on the bench for us in Sparrow. I'll show you him in just a second when we get into the game. He is, well, basically the desperation that we are at right back. He has come in as cover. Expected to prove a point today. Boys. What do we say to this? Just relax. Can we assertively say relax? We can. Just relax, boys. Relax. A little bit of passion. We have faith. And, well, let's go and get one over Fulham and get ourselves back to this FA Cup final. And here we go. Wembley Stadium. Can we get ourselves back to this final? Now, of course, the plan here, as you can imagine, with Ndedi as a wing-back, is to just try and get down the sides of them, get the crosses coming into the box. We really did have to rest Jack Scott. We have Liverpool in the league up next, so we need to try and make sure we have players available for that. Oh, and it almost worked to perfection. Vazquez's header inside the first minute goes wide. Come on, boys, come on. Let's see what they're going to do. It's tell you what, we've pretty much seen every single second of the 120-odd seconds we've seen so far. There were 90-odd seconds, I should say. What we don't want to do is go miss at one end and then have Fulham go at the other end and give themselves a lead. It's headed away by McKenna. It's still there, and this is making me a little bit nervous. We're putting decent pressure on them, though. Can we go and nick this? It's a long old highlight, isn't it? Nothing particularly has happened yet. Can we nick possession here? Come on, Lucianinho. No. Smith. Back to Gibson. He looks to spread it to nobody. Vazquez picks that up. Can he look through the middle? There we go. Garner, he gets a nice cross-field ball looking for Ndedi. Here he goes again. Can we get it? Second time of asking. Matty Keach is there and Mr. FA Cup. He does it again. A 7th of the season in the 3rd minute of the game and another goal at Wembley. Matt Keach, he is Mr. FA Cup, as I keep saying. He has just scored for fun in the FA Cup. Of course, won it for us last year as well. Ndedi, that's what we wanted him to do. This time he's given up on Vazquez. He's picked out a striker instead. And Matt Keach has done the business. 1-0 early doors. All right, let's have a look at this Sparrow guy I wanted to show you. Very, very much average, but as I said, just there as backup. We've plucked him out of the under-23s. I think he was in. I don't think he was under-19s. And he is only there basically if this doesn't work and we need to put a fullback in. I don't think Ndedi's going to play fullback for us. Wing-back we can just about get away with. Anything further back than that and we're asking for trouble. But this so far is going well. Now, what I would like is a second goal. They've had a lot of possession, but we've seen that before from teams playing against us. What we can do is make the most of the possession we get. Lucianinho with a corner. It's decent for Suisi. Oh, he's hit the crossbar. And it's cleared out, and that is going to be a throw-in. Diallo's not having a great game in that number 10 role for us. I do have Erkinger and Pedro Paulo on the bench if we wanted to switch to wingers at some point as well. Has to be an assertive, don't get complacent, doesn't it? We've stressed out Vazquez. Well, mate, if you put your freaking header away, we wouldn't be in this position, would we? We'd be 2-0 up and flying. So that's all looking good. Matt Keach, just keep doing what you do in the cup, mate. No problems there. And let's get out there. Let's demand a little bit more. And, well, hopefully we're not going to concede a goal early in the second half. We got one early in the first half, of course. We haven't really seen much from it since. Lucianinho gets to that first. He's looking a decent signing for us. There's a ball over the top. Oh, that's a red card. That has to be a red card. There it is. Vasi hold down in on goal. And, well, now I think all we need to do is let's slow it down. Let's work it into the box. Let's exploit the flanks. And just create this chance that will kill the game off once and for all. We'll demand a little bit more next time we have the chance to do it. I'm not quite sure why we're nervous and apprehensive, boys. We're not doing too badly here. We have Farai on the bench as well we could look to bring on. They've changed their formation. That's fine. They've just gone a man short in midfield. Mabry's looking tied. Do we look to make a change there? We don't really have another central midfielder. Farai could come in. All right, so let's do that then. And let's drop Diallo back as a Mazzella again. That gets a booking off the field as well. Let's demand a little bit more. I would have liked Lucianinho's picked up a knock there, which isn't ideal, but we might just have to hopefully get him to see this out. Let's go and close this thing down. And, well, it's not been a classic, but you've only got to win at Wembley. You don't have to, win well. And we certainly haven't won well, but as long as we get the result in the end, it will be Liverpool in the final. We're getting there, we're getting there, we're getting there, and we are there. We've absolutely dominated the game. Just the one goal from Mr. FA Cup. Congratulations, lad. You're off to the final. Let's see if we can retain this trophy. So there it is. Brentford secure victory at Wembley. Semi-final one. Houghton not impressed. I don't know why. Lucianinho is a bruise, so he's fine. We've got Liverpool in the final. That's going to be a nice way to end the season. And we could have a second final as well, of course, if we can get past Real Sociedad. I tell you what, Ndidi as a wing-back didn't look too bad back there, did he? But guys, that is it for today. If you have enjoyed that, please do hit thumbs up. 2, good results. Maybe 1 good performance and 1 not so good performance. We'll be back next time. I think what we'll do is we'll come back and we'll show both legs of the Real Sociedad game. And then we can kind of see where we're at in the league at that point if we want to show the last 3 games or if we just want to come back for Chelsea. And well, we'll see how we're doing at that point. But until next time, guys, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.